Hey everybody, Chad Taylor with the Vegas Podcast, VP of Las Vegas, and today I am here with Presley Aronson, and he's performing here in Las Vegas, and you're going to get to meet him. Presley, say hello.
Chad, how are we?
If I was any better, I would be you.
I think I've heard that one, but
About 5 minutes ago, right? Welcome to Las Vegas.
thank you. I'm so excited to be here and be here with you. It's just, we started talking a little bit off camera, so I'm just really excited to get into this one.
Yeah, well, let's get through the meat and the potatoes first, right? I read your bio here. Artist, storyteller, director, producer, actor, editor, singer, songwriter, dancer. The dancer one I love. Guitarist, pianist, drummer. Probably just continue to go on, right?
I know I need to stop.
Do you find yourself very busy?
Always.
Always.
But you know what? I like to stay busy.
Okay.
It keeps me just going, and I love that aspect of just always having something to do and something that I love doing.
Right.
Giving back and just having a purpose and a meaning behind what I'm doing is just, it's very fulfilling for me.
I can hear that. So I did go through and listen. Anytime you're supposed to interview, you're supposed to do a little research, right? So I did my research. Damn right. And I listened to all your music. So I'm going to jump right into some of your music and ask you some questions. So first of all, just take Love for the Win. Leave your heart open to the wrong exposure was a line that I caught in there. Tell me about that line. Leave your heart open to the wrong exposure. That has meaning behind it.
Every song that I do has a little bit of meaning, but also this one is just, it's a whole new level too. It's a song that is all about the fight against suicide, taking love for the win, and I had an opportunity for Jimmie Allen to join me on this one, and just we both had personal experiences that we were able to bring into the writing process into this one, and it's just something that's really special to be able to do, and I was just honored that he would be a part of it and be able to actually just create something really impactful.
That song was about suicide?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part of it. I felt it, but I didn't catch that part of it. So thank you for clarifying. That means even more to me now. So talk to me about background. Not strong enough to stand for myself. No one stepped in to save me. I'm strong enough now because of how it was. I'm strong enough now because of how it was the one that really got me as well too, because trials and tribulations and what you go through as a youth or a young man really does build character in who you are. So tell me a little bit about background.
So background is all about my story when I was bullied when I was younger, physically, mentally, emotionally. And I wanted to create something that talked a little bit about my story, but had an uplifting aspect to it. Like eyes in the sky, feet planted on the ground, more or less keeping your head held high. And like the line that you mentioned, it's like, I wouldn't be who I am today without going through that. It was challenging, and I wish it upon no one. And, it's something that has been a big journey and, aspect of what I want my music to say and to help and impact others. And it's just like, I can go and talk with kids and perform with kids and say like, hey, I'm living proof that you can make it past it. And it's kind of connecting through some of my different songs like Love for the Win, Background. It's like, at the end of the day, no matter what we're going through, it's always temporary. Never choose a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
That's a good one. It's kind of like never speak in absolutes, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Never speak in absolutes.
I had to say it.
Okay, I love the background of that song as well. Now, tonight, too much going on. The world's gone crazy. Tonight we're going to live. This sounded like a fun song. Sounds like you were upbeat on this one. Like this, well, not that you weren't upbeat on the others. Your others were very emotionally connected. This one sounded like you're having a little bit of fun.
Oh, definitely. You have to have fun. You have to let loose. I mean, the world, it's in there. The world's going crazy.
Yeah.
Ain't fun and no more, right? It's like,
right.
We have to create our fun. It's something that is like a kind of an escape song. Like, let's just have fun with the people that we love, that we care about, and just kind of leave all of our drama for when the sun's up, and just, it'll be there tomorrow. Trust me. And just like let loose and just enjoy and, this life that we're blessed with, that we're given, and, just be able to just enjoy it with the people that we love most.
Oof, another good one. All right. So then Live Like Paradise is right in that same vein,
It
right?
really is. It really is. It's like Tonight and Paradise are, they're so like intertwined with each other to a certain degree. They're fun. They're summer songs, and at the end of the day, like if you don't read into it, you wouldn't really know maybe what it's about. And Paradise is something that it's about finding your outlet. Something, no matter what's going on in your life, finding, you know. I have a motto of live every single day like you're in paradise, whether it's the best or worst day of your life.
Okay.
And I once I started like waking up with that mentality every day, it became like a whole new level of life. I'm like, I have to like put this out there. I wanna be able to really like spread that message and
Right.
people that need it most. And so it was something that was kind of special to be able to give out. It's paradise isn't just a physical place. It's a thought. It's a feeling. It's like,
It's a mindset.
yeah, it can be literally, it can be a physical place if you want to go to the beach or you want to go to the lake or,
Right.
go read a book in the mountains or whatever. But it can also just be something that's like you go to that physical place, whether you go to that mental place, even if it's working out or, watching some movie or reading a book or whatever that looks like for you, listening to music, because music is so healing, right? It's like,
Yes.
so whatever that is for you, finding your paradise.
Thank you for that. That adds a little more context to it as well. I think these are why these are important, is so that you can actually hear why you wrote it and how you wrote it, because I listened to them quite a bit. And quite frankly, I'm going to reach for this one, but I had an idea. Did you write Tonight and Live Like Paradise before Too Close?
Paradise, yes. Tonight, no.
Tonight, no. Too Close is a love song.
It definitely is.
I said, did he find love in paradise? Was the first thing I thought to myself. So tell me about Too Close.
Too Close is one of those songs for people that, we have all had it, where it's like we have, this liking, this crush on someone, and it sucks because they're with somebody else, and it's like you want them, they may want you, but it's like there's this barrier between, and it's like as a man, as a respected gentleman, it's like you can't cross that line ever. And so to me, it's like, I can't get too close. I want you, but it's like, you have to figure out your life first before, we can get too close.
And then it's just naturally going to happen when it's supposed to, right?
That's life.
I like that. All right. Very nice. All right. That kind of ties in most of the songs that I listened to, which gave me a pretty good understanding of who you are and your messaging, which I found extremely invigorating in many ways, and specifically to the purpose of mentoring. I came across a video that was like a back behind the scenes. It was you and a producer, another person as well, doing camera work, and it was being shot at a school, and it seemed to be something in the lines of bullying. Tell me a little bit about how this happened, or how you got there, or how that plays a part in your music today.
I believe that everything that we go through in life creates who we are today. And so when I was younger, physically, mentally, emotionally, I was bullied. And it was pretty severe. I'm aware that there's so many more, instances of people that end up in the hospital and different things. And I wanted to help any way that I could, because I know that feeling, I know that pain.
Right.
And I wanted to create this song background to be able to help others, to help save lives if I could. And, so we started writing the song, and, we produced it, and, had some incredible people part of it. And, I had Bruce Dukoff, which was the concertmaster of the Hollywood Bowl. He's done stuff with Star Wars. He did all the violins on the song. It's just incredible, produced by Grant Milliken, and it was just an incredible piece that really just touches you deep down, and so we wanted to create this like music video, which was the story of my childhood getting bullied, because it wasn't just the bullying aspect, but it affects your childhood, affects your academics, it affects everything in your life. And I wanted to make a difference. So I got together with Ron Trupa, which is the director of the music video, and so just going in and kind of creating this, and had some incredible writers, Daniel Brining, and just an amazing team to put it all together, and taking the aspects of my story, my journey of, and a lot of that stuff, I mean, most of it is completely true, from the aspect of the school not really helping, teachers also be a contributing factor to bullying. I mean, that's what hit hard. And like I remember having a conversation with Ron, the director, and he's just like, at the end of, like, are we sure we want to put this out there of like the teacher? And I'm like, well, it's the truth. Like he's like, that really happened. I'm like, yeah. And it's kind of interesting. One of the teachers came back later and ended up running into my sister, and she apologized. She said, "Can you please tell Presley, like, I'm so sorry. I understand now."
Because sometimes people don't understand that their action or inaction plays a significant role potentially in somebody else's life. That's a real thing.
It really is. And, going into this and speaking at schools and, performing at schools, talking to kids and creating my own nonprofit to help others.
Right.
I've noticed that it's not just the victim, but it's the bully themselves. It was also people that we need to help, because at the end of the day, there's something going on in their life that's causing them to lash out, whether it's something at home, and that's not just kids, that's everyone, right? It may not be called bullying, but it may be harassment or road rage. It's just something simple. It could be in the grocery store. Right. And it's still the same underlining aspects. Something's going on at home, something's going on in their life. It's causing them to take it out on other people.
I agree with you 1,000%. As someone who mentors at-risk youth here in Las Vegas, who built an entire brand around it, it is always an underlying reason. There's always an underlying reason that it's happening. And when you find that and you start to repair that is when things get better. And you being able to do that through music is heartwarming. I was never talented in that fashion, and I admire you for doing so, and kudos to you. So how does that tie into like the S4? There was an S4 something that was like a teaching mechanism for schools. How do you work with them, or is that still something you do?
So I have my own nonprofit.
Okay.
It's called the Background Foundation in honor of the song. And so we help teens and kids that are affected by bullying, mental health challenges, suicidal intentions. And the goal is to be able to help them with the aspect of, to be able to help them with counseling,
right?
That they don't have access to be able to help them.
Critical thinking skills.
All those are really important. I mean,
Confidence.
Another thing that we're trying to add into it too is like self-defense classes, because there's so many kids that get put into the hospital.
Really?
Yeah, because they're not able to stand up for themselves.
Is there a certain age group where that stops? Is it like, does that happen up to like 8th grade or something, or 5th grade? Like, where is that most prominent?
I think it's an aspect of everywhere.
Okay.
But I think it's definitely most prominent from like middle school to high school.
Okay.
Definitely
sense.
In high school too. I had the most severe aspects in middle school and elementary. I was fortunate enough to transfer for high school and kind of get out of that, and that kind of helped shape me into more of entertainment and different things. That's when I started my production company. That's when I really dove into like the professional side of music and stuff as well. So that's a big aspect.
Have you ever heard of Darman?
Yes.
Would you say that what you do is kind of in that vein? I'm familiar with what he does, and he teaches moral stories through videos and kids in school, I think is what I understand from Darman. Would that be real?
So what I do is, it depends on the school, or, I'm also involved with many other charities and nonprofits.
Okay.
And so usually I'll go in and I usually play like the background music video. I'll talk to the kids a little bit about kind of what they saw, a little bit of my life story to relate to them,
Right.
because we're not that far in age.
Right.
And also it's like, as a kid, when I was listening to certain speakers that would come in school, it's like the ones that were closer to age, you would definitely be more receptive to what they were pushing out. And to me, it's also in the aspect of like really honing in on the messaging through the music. So a big part of that is getting them up, getting them dancing, having fun, but really like having them listen to the lyrics, sing along with the songs too. Like that makes a huge difference and impact. I mean, I did one in Utah, and this, I'll never forget this one, because there was 1,000 kids that was out there, and
Okay.
and it made such a big impact to their school. And there was this kid that basically was on the verge of taking his life, and we were able to kind of talk to him and be able to have the amazing opportunity to, like, today he's still with us. He's graduated high school, and I'm just so honored and proud of like those moments that really reflect hard.
Right.
And it's like the principal reached out afterwards, and he's just like, our bullying rate has gone down like 40% since you've been here. It's just like it makes a huge difference. I'm just honored that I was given this talent to be able to give back,
Yeah.
through music and really help change lives, even if it's one life. Like, but if it could be a lot more, it makes a huge difference.
Once you feel that connection of being able to make a change like that in someone's life, it's pretty addictive on a different level. And when I say addictive, I mean it feels so good, you can't help but want to do a lot more
It's
of it, right?
humbling. It's
Yes.
rewarding. It's very
Yes.
rewarding work that we're blessed and fortunate to be able to do.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're given the gift and you can do it and you can connect with people that way, there are a lot that need it. So that's amazing. All right, so I'm going to have to do a little more research on your personal nonprofit, and I'll have to take a look into that. If you go from city to city, you say you've been in Utah, I'm sure you do Southern California. Would you be willing to do some stuff in Las Vegas as well?
I would love to.
Okay.
I try as much as possible to fit within my touring schedule and stuff.
Of course.
Wherever we are, I like to stop at Boys and Girls Clubs, Salvation Army youth centers, schools, any nonprofits, and really be able to talk to the kids, speak with them, perform to them. It's like, it's so amazing, to be able to do that across the country.
How important is it in all of that, with every youth being on social media? And I don't know if you realize this or not, but Australia is going to be the first country that passes no social media for 16 and under. That's like happening as we speak. We had Lily Grace on here from Australia, so I was doing some research. Oh my goodness, that's going to change things quite a bit. How important do you see it, though, you being on socials and being a part of that with reaching the youth? There was a saying that I had, and I asked this question specifically, is the saying I had is, I'm going to use this digital tool to reach you, and then we're going to talk about real things, but this is just how I'm going to reach you. Do you find that very important in what you do as well?
I think there's two sides of the coin there,
Oh.
right? There's the impactful side, where it's like you can push out great content, you can receive great content, and the promotion of, whether it's for something nonprofit related, something music related, something business related. Then you have the other side, where you have the cyberbullying, you have all these other aspects of negative content. So there's always going to be those two sides of the coin, and no matter what you do in life. But I think we definitely need to protect our kids, but also they need to be aware of certain things too as they're growing and developing in
Right.
life. But it should be an aspect of, they shouldn't be exposed to things too early either.
You make a great statement. Not being exposed to things. Part of the challenge of the world in which we live in is once you know or once you see, you cannot unknow or unsee. And I think that's what you're saying is you got to be careful what you put in front of the youth, and you do have to protect them. So I'm 1,000% on board with you. Absolutely. Wow. All right. So I'm even more excited now than I was when you got here. What's Vegas for you? So you're here on the Vegas podcast. What is Vegas? What do you think about when you come to Las Vegas? Is this a place to come perform and reach people? Do you enjoy the hotels? Do you enjoy the city? Do you enjoy the food? Like, what is it to you?
Vegas is something a little bit different to me. I actually grew up spending most of my summers here.
Get out of here.
Going to like Lake Mead, that's like where I pretty much learned to wakeboard, and just that's where I grew up, like on the lake, kind of, aspect of like that country boy in a way. And so, going, and obviously the food here, the restaurants are amazing, but Vegas is like second home to me. And I mean, this is my first time like officially playing in Vegas. So it's like really special to me as well. It's like just all connecting through NFR and my country world, but also like my second home.
Okay. Do you see the hair standing up on my arms?
I do. I'm getting them back right now.
Are you ready? How about I put you on a houseboat so you can do a little video on a houseboat? So you just happen... The two houseboat marinas at Lake Mead and Lake Mojave are also my stomping grounds, and I grew up here for the last 30 years. And I work for the company that owns all the marinas on Lake Mead and Lake Mojave, and my job is to promote them.
Oh, wow.
So if you want to go on a houseboat or on the lake, I'm definitely the guy people typically call because we have 70 of them. So, goosebumps. And you did say that in a song of yours.
Yes.
You said on the houseboat at the lake. I heard it.
That's in Live Like Paradise.
Yes, I heard it. Okay, so your paradise is my actual paradise as well, too?
Well,
Lake Mead and Lake Mojave?
So basically, Live Like Paradise was written around Lake Mead.
Stop it. Okay.
We were actually supposed to film the music video at Lake Mead, and then Mead got like a...
Couldn't get the film permit because the Secretary of the Interior didn't want no drones?
There was something with the like an algae bloom or something, I think it was at the
that can
time.
happen.
And so we ended up shooting it in Catalina, off the coast of LA, Catalina Island. So it's
okay. Let's
pretty
shoot it
cool,
again, but let's shoot it at Lake Mead.
I'm so down.
Okay, I'll get the wakeboard boat, the competition boat. We'll get it all done. All right, perfect. All right, so since now we know we're connected from Lake Mead, water runs in our veins. What are future things coming up for you here in Las Vegas? Now that I know you're Southern California guy, but you love Lake Mead and you like Vegas, and you're performing here for the first time?
Yeah, this is the first time here. It's just something special, and here at NFR, kind of really fun, and at the Rio, and just kind of my stomping grounds in a way.
Right. All right. So you're at the Rio and you're here. What's next for you? You were at the end of 2025. So what comes for 2026 for Presley?
So it's been an incredible couple years, and I'm just so excited to push into the next one. Every year just seems to get better and better and better, and more exciting things to come. And this next year there's going to be so much new music that I've been working on for a long time, and excited to get it out there. New music videos, tons of shows. Definitely going to be coming back to Vegas.
Okay.
So lots of things in store for 2026.
Do you have a place in mind that you just want to shoot and it's not a reality yet?
I'm a tropical guy.
Okay.
So like filming like a music video or, doing shows in like tropical places would be pretty fun. I mean, obviously I just love to travel. So anywhere in the US, anywhere overseas, different things. But I would say things like shoot like an awesome music video in like Hawaii or like Bahamas, somewhere in that aspect would be really cool.
Bahamas. How about St. Martin?
I love it there.
Perfect. I was actually just on the phone yesterday with a partner of mine. We're going to be helping him. They're setting up a new property. It is the most beautiful scenic viewpoint in St. Martin, and they're going to need a whole bunch of love. We'll send some their way. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
All right. I think I I want to talk to you a lot more off camera, but I think on camera, I think I got what I needed to understand. I think for your music, I appreciate you for doing it and putting it together and staying in that zone. For me, it shows I feel that the purpose and the reason in which you're creating music is authentic. And I will tell you, the first time I listened to something of yours quickly when I wasn't paying attention, I thought, I'm not sure. Right? And then I sat down and listened to it, and I could feel the authenticity. So I want to say that I appreciate you for that, because we need a lot more of that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to hear that from, a listener. So
yeah. All right. So tell, your camera's right here. So if you want to tell everybody how to follow you, how to find you, where to look for you in the near future, that camera's all yours.
Hey guys, it's Presley Aronson here on the Vegas podcast, and we're so excited to be here. Don't forget to stream all my new music on anywhere you stream, on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora, and beyond. Presley Aronson, and all social media, Presley Aronson Official, and the website, presleyAronson.com.
And that is Presley Aronson on the Vegas podcast, and this will not be the last time you see him.
Thanks so much for having me.